Oh,
Oh,
look what it is. It
no.
must be
If it's not
it must be
Monday, it's not
Tuesday.
Wednesday, then
It's Tuesday.
it must be
Must be
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
You know who's in the building. You know, all right.
Yeah.
Browski and Lefty in the building, right? You
Yeah.
already know what it is, all right? Down in sports, we in our face. Let me set it off by saying, first of all, that my man, the big homie Star, man, feel better, man. Word up.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, yo, we're gonna get into a thing. You're gonna hear some blue language tonight, right?
Yeah, maybe a
Um,
little loose.
yeah, it's gonna be loose in the building tonight because you got two frustrated um, fans up in here, supporters, whatever you want to
Mm-hmm.
call us, that know what our teams are better than what they've shown so far in this Major League postseason. Myself, I'm left-handed at RMM Deaths on Twitter, which is this right now, and over there is Browski, aka Yada Bear, in the house. And again, um, FCC be damned, right? We try to do our thing and be respectful and all that. But if you're not respectful to us in the way that we've been supporting you, we're not going to be too respectful to you. So with that being said, Yada Bears in the house, aka High Ceilings, aka Rain, Sleet, Hail, and Snow. But I'm gonna let her tell you. What up, Browski? What's good?
Man, nothing's good right now.
Uh
Nothing's
oh.
good. Nothing's good. You know, let me just start off by saying, yeah, the Eagles lost. Okay, we lost to the Broncos. Um, it was a it was a fairly competitive game. Very, Broncos got really good defense. Low scoring game. You know, some calls was made, some calls wasn't made, some calls shouldn't have been made. But as I stated to Lefty, um, one thing I always say, you put the game in the ref's hands, you already lost the game. Nothing to cry about. The goal is not to be undefeated. We gotta live on and play another game, and the next game is on Thursday. You know, um, but I can't really focus on that because I'm so distracted and caught in, I don't know, like a Groundhog's Day scenario when I think about these MLB playoffs. Most definitely focusing on the Phillies as we take on the Dodgers. You know, everyone's so hype about us, winning the NL East. Oh, Kyle Schwarber got 56 home runs. Oh, he may be a candidate for the NL MVP. And then we go to game one at Citizen Bank Park. Start off great, 3-0 on Otani. We put 3 runs on Otani in the second inning. It's starting to look like, oh God, it might be an early night for Otani. Like this is crazy. We're getting at him. But when you really start to think about and watch the game, were we really getting at him? Because it wasn't our top three guys that we pay all the money to that was getting at him. It was actually the bottom of our lineup. You know, the guy that we, brought in a free agency, the guy that, in and out the lineup, our old reliable catcher. But when you look, it's like, wow, we're not calling Harper's name, we're not calling Turner's name, and we're definitely not calling Schwarber's name because these guys will put up a donut in the first game. We had a great outing with Christopher Sanchez. Came out there doing what he do best. He's a contact pitcher. You're gonna get plenty of ground balls, plenty of double play balls, and he did his job. He was out there for about I say a half an inning too long. That's also an issue that we have with Rob Thompson keeping pitches in too long or taking them out too early. He just don't know how to navigate that properly. Next minute we know, oh look at that, we lost game one. How you figure like, dang, you guys was up 3-0 and come in the last inning, 3-run home run, game's over. Dodgers take game one.
Let me speak to that 1 second. I just wanna add this on. To me, game one, when Teoscar Hernandez loafed on that ball in the outfield,
Yeah,
that should have been the talk about game one. But then he comes back and hits the home run,
yeah.
and you don't even remember the play that he made in the outfield. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Nope,
I'm sorry. I just wanted to add that
nope,
in there.
nope. And then some of our fans here. Oh well, Matt Strong was tipping his pitches. That's not the problem. The problem is how we not produce more than 3 runs. How our top guys are not hitting the ball. It's the same story as the past 2 seasons. And then we go to game two, a must-win game. This is only a 5-game series. Best out of five, 3 out of 5. Game two. Once again, we have Jose Lozado out there. He's pitching a decent game. 0-0 throughout the whole game. Crazy. A nice pitching battle. Blake Snell doing this thing.
Right?
Gotta
Right?
gotta show respect there. He out there doing this thing. But once again, where are my top guys? Where are the guys that we buying the jerseys? We got the hats for, the face paint for. Kyle come out there. This theme music, everybody's yelling. Kyle got signs. Kyle's for MVP. Everybody loves Bryce Harper. With everything going on, but when he gets to the plate, these guys forget how to play baseball. They forget how to hit the ball. They can't see the ball. And here we go again. We get down 4-0. 4-0. They hold them off the whole game. They only gave up 4 runs for us to battle back in the late innings for, my goodness, Rob Thompson to once again make a bonehead mistake, have Stock go out there and bunt towards the third baseline when you got Mookie Betts. He sees it. He know they know what's happening. He's charging
Herein lies the
to the
difference. Go
plate.
ahead, mama. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He's charging to home plate as Stock lays down the bunt directly in right in his pocket. He basically bunted directly into his glove. Easy out. Instead of bunting it down the first baseline or faking a bunt, take the strike, and now we ban. Like what are we doing? You know, um, you had Castellanos out there. He laid out a double. We was down 4-3. Laid out a double. You had nobody to pinch run for him. Till you had Stock out there to bunt. You are trying to say, oh, we want to move the runner. So you're playing for a tie instead of the win. That's where you mess up at. You're playing for a tie instead of the win. And then we end up losing anyway. So now we're down 0-2. Going to LA, game three tomorrow. And then you decide, oh, we're going to go with Aaron Nola because I trust him more. This guy just coming back for injury. He hasn't really been back no more than the 2 months. We know that Nola is basically right now a bullpen session pitcher where he just hanging everything. So we're gonna have this guy come in to pitch in a close out decisive game three in LA. They have all the momentum. So now you're telling me that we're going to get swept. You're telling me now our postseason is over. So now I need to start looking towards the off season because of all of these bonehead mistakes. Oh, we're going to run it back with the same guys who didn't produce last year. We should have moved on from Alec Bone at third base to bring in another power bat. And now I'm looking at you, Bryce Harper, because now you've been here for 7 years and we have not got any return on our investment. We had one World Series appearance that we lost, and then each year it became progressively worse. We lost in the NLCS, and then the following year we lost in the NLDS, and oh my God, look again, we're about to lose in the NLDS once again this year. Oh, but we won the NL back to back.
Right. Right.
That's not an accomplishment. Last year the Braves was all hurt. The Braves was hurt. You know, we had no real true competition when you
Right.
really
Talk.
break it
Talk your shit.
down
Go
who
ahead. Go
Braves
ahead.
had.
Talk. Mm-hmm.
Braves was hurt. The Mets was
Mets
matting,
was garbage. Right.
and then rest of the freaking
And the Nationals
division
was just the
was
Nationals. Right.
trash. And the Marlins.
The
And then we
Marlins
go
is the
to
Marlins. Right.
and then we go to this year. Once again, the Braves are hurt. They didn't let Matt Freed. He went to the Yankees. You know, Spencer Strider done for the season. Um. Oh, okay. Now here come the Mets. Okay, they bring in Juan Soto, but the Mets do what the Mets do to themselves every year. They implode when it gets closer to postseason. Again, the Nationals are trash, and the Marlins are the Marlins. So, yes, we won the NL East. We should have won the NL East. It would have been a tragedy if we didn't with what was in front of us. And then, we have on the bear goggles that, oh my God, we love this team so much. This team's going to do it for us. And they turn back into a pumpkin and do the same thing we have seen for the past 3 years. When are we going to learn? When are they going to learn? It's time for Rob Thompson to move on
Mm.
because it's like he just cannot manage the game properly in the postseason. He's not putting the guys in the right positions. He he's not. They're not hearing him. These guys are unmotivated. Trey Turner, Mr. Nonchalant, shows no emotion, just walk up. Oh, I'm going to strike out. Oh, I just struck out. Let me just walk back to the dugout like nothing happened. He shows you no emotion. It's mind boggling. It pisses you off, extremely, especially when 3 years ago when he got here, oh, everybody want to give standing ovations and clapping him up, trying to get him motivated to play baseball. My God, that $300 million check that you
It should
got
be all the
should be
motivation you
motivation
need.
enough for you to play baseball.
Right.
What happened to the Trey Turner that we saw in the World Baseball Classic that was doing crazy things there? He come here, now he's trash again. We don't see him. It's so crazy. It blows my mind. It's so frustrating, and I'm just tired of hearing these fans here keep saying, "Oh, well, there's hope. Oh, this year will be different. Um, we gotta believe in Trey. We gotta believe in Bryce." But these guys are not showing me anything. And then I'm looking at Bryce Harper. We gave you 13 years, 300 plus million, and you gave us nothing. Actually, you took a man's job at first base because your ass should be in right field. And we could have had, you know, uh, um, my guy, I can't think of his name now. Our former first baseman that's in Milwaukee now. Reese Hoskins,
Hoskins.
Reese could have still been here playing first base. That's 25 to 30 plus home runs there. But no, all of a sudden you want to play first base instead of being in right field. Like I just don't understand. And now we are looking for runs at the bottom of our lineup, where the top of our lineup was supposed to be super heavy. It's giving me nothing. It's giving me garbage, and I'm just sick and tired of the Phillies. Like this team is not going to look the same next year. Um, Especially after these 3 seasons of us just going out in the playoffs early on. A change had to be made. Dombrowski got to get his, really do his, get on his job. And if he can't do it, then they need to bring somebody else in who can do it. Because now I'm just frustrated with the Phillies. I'm done with them right now. It's crazy that this make me miss Ryan Howard. It makes me miss Chase Utley. It makes me miss Jimmy Rollins. It made me miss those guys, what we had so special when we won it in 2008. Like this team is not that team. This team is fool's gold, and we don't know what's going to happen in LA. I know what's going to happen in LA, but I'm just going to just let everybody sit around and have their hopes. I know what's going to happen, but I'll let you take over. Um,
Um,
I just see what's
Yo,
going
I
on.
mean, listen, you can cut and paste. You know what I mean? Put the Yankees right in there. Everything what you was talking about. Vladimir Guerrero just hit a 2-run home run. Blue Jays lead 2-0, top of the first at Yankee Stadium. Um, I'm gonna beef about the umpires already. This umpire that's behind the plate, I don't know. For the pitch to Woody Walk Snyder, that pitch was a strike. But oh well, you know what I mean. I'm glad that let this season hurry up and get over with, so the robot umpires can come because I am so fed up with these umpires. But I'm not gonna blame it on them because Browski, I've always said, even back in the day, I've always said the umpires are the arbiters of the game. They can't be wrong.
Mhm. Mhm.
No, no, they can't be wrong. The
Yeah.
umpires, the referees, that's what you do. When the game needs to be decided by a rule or a decision needs to be made regarding the game, who do we look at?
Mhm.
We look at you,
Yep.
and you can't get it right. Now all of a sudden you can't get it right so bad that they gotta have replay. It's in one sport. Now it's in another sport. It is permeated in all sports. Why? Because the officiating is suspect.
Yeah.
It's been suspect. So I don't want to hear about. And listen, I'm just being real, like, light with it right now because you don't want me to bring up Tim Donaghy, right? No, that's not doing too much. That's exactly my steez. When we talk about stuff like this, we got to talk about it. And again, at the end of the day, that's why, Browski, I'm not going to go on no rant. We already know what it is with Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge stinks. Period. Aaron Judge is Mr. May, June, and almost July because he peters out in the summertime too.
Mhm.
So again, and I'm speaking to anybody who's a Yankee fan or whatever the case. You can like Aaron Judge all you want, but Aaron Judge can't compare with Don Mattingly. Don Mattingly never got a ring. Can't compare with Don Mattingly. Period. He can hit 1,000 home runs
Yeah.
because you don't do the other stuff. And even when it counted, Don Mattingly hit. When we lost to the Mariners in that playoff series, Don Mattingly still hit a home run. It tore the roof off the stadium. Are you
Mhm.
kidding me? I'm not gonna make my rant about Aaron Judge because he don't really deserve my airspace. But I'm gonna say that it's not about being right or wrong. It's about seeing what you see and speaking to it. I'm not a dude that's a pie in the sky and all that. He's gonna get it and win. And you got a heavy sample size to look at. It ain't just this series or last year or the year before that or the year before that, right? It's a whole litany. He's not by himself, but he's by himself when he's cashing them checks.
Mhm. Yeah.
He's going to be by himself when and if eventually he makes it to the Hall of Fame. All the Yankee captains I know outside of Don Mattingly
Yeah.
got rings. Thurman Munson, rest in peace. Derek Jeter, you already know.
Mhm.
So Where is your ring? Where is your? And then and this is where you come in, Kim. I remember back in might have been March, might have been April, might have been February.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Yo, this dude dropping balls, routine fly balls. My 3-year-old nephew can catch
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
World Series. He's never gonna live that down." Browski, oh yeah, the season. No, And this is exactly why, out of here,
Yeah.
because this dude will not allow you to forget that because it gets progressively worse. You hitting 53 home runs in the regular season, and everybody's oldest MVP with Cal Raleigh. Where at? I'm a Yankee dude all day, and Cal Raleigh gets my MVP vote. What?
Mm-hmm.
What? So for me, I'm not gonna jump out the window, Browski, because I'm down 0-2. Um, the Aaron Boone thing. You already heard me speak about that. Where I'm at with that.
Yeah.
Um, we can't went up to Toronto, got bombed out twice. But I give us a little bit of credit in game two. We tried to, we did score some runs late. But man, Vladimir Guerrero's killing us.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
killing us
And
like
it's,
King Griffey Jr. used to kill us.
yeah, I was going to say, and what's crazy is I remember watching game one, and they stated that he hasn't hit a home run in 30 days, in a month. And then he comes out, boom, 2 run. I said, they just woke this guy up. And it's each game he's hit a home run.
It's
It's
the
crazy.
Yankees, Browski. It's the Yankees. They play every game. I don't give a damn if it's Memorial Day. They play every game against the Yankees like it's Game 7 of the World Series,
Yeah.
right? And the Orioles. I mean, excuse me, the Blue Jays are doing what the Orioles are supposed to be doing. But we're not gonna worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm Aaron Boone. I feel like he's out. Lived his usefulness. Aaron Judge, he's outlived the fantasy. He's to me, he's a regular schmegular dude. I don't care how many home runs he hit. I seen George Foster hit home runs, 50 home runs in a season.
Yeah.
Dave Kingman hit 500-foot home runs. Don't ask me about Reggie Jackson now. Okay, I've seen home run hitters, but all those dudes I just mentioned, they when October came around,
Yeah, they showed
they
up.
represented, right?
Yeah.
Um, and the whole Yankee team, Stanton hasn't hit. He hasn't shown up yet, right? Jazz Chisholm, not really hitting. The whole lineup, up and down the lineup, you name it. Bellinger, Ben Rice, striking out on the same pitch.
Yeah.
The same,
Trust me, I
all strike
know.
out on the same pitch. Grisham.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
McMahon made the biggest play of the postseason for the Yankees. The upside down when he made the catch, flipping in the Blue
Yeah.
Jays dugout.
Yeah.
That's the best play of the whole postseason for the Yankees. Everybody and their mother for the Blue Jays is hitting home runs.
Yeah.
Now we got to
Yeah.
hope and pray that Rodon can get us out of this. We down 2-0 now. Aaron Judge is up. All right. First pitch to Aaron Judge. He looks at a strike. Yeah. This is for the Aaron Judgians. Funny how the thing moved, right? Yeah. Shane
Yeah.
Bieber used to pitch for Cleveland Guardians. Now he's wearing out Aaron Judge on one pitch. Base hit the left field. Whoop de freaking do. All due respect to Derek Coleman. Whoop de freaking do. So now Aaron Judge is a singles hitter. This is what we're doing. And to the people who, why you going and get that Aaron Judge? This is why. When is Aaron Judge gonna have his moment? His moment is dropping the ball, a routine fly ball, mind you, in game 5. Absolutely, Browski. I'm gonna say it
Yeah.
again.
I see.
His signature moment is dropping a routine fly ball in game 5 of the World Series. And you want me to believe that that's the dude, that's the king of New York? That's the hero of New York right there? Knock it off. And as an
Yeah.
organization, I don't want to go and get on a melancholy rant about how George Steinbrenner would have fired everybody and they would have traded everybody, because he would have. That's real talk. That's not nothing we made up or something that we think. No, we lived through it. George Steinbrenner would have fired you, hired you back the next day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, this new hierarchy for the Yankees, they don't believe in that. They're more than the analytical side, is evidenced in Game One,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know, you gotta. I just feel like as a Yankee fan, I just gotta take what's given to me, man. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Nice
I
beat
feel
shot.
you.
That's gonna be an error on. That's gonna be an error on this on the second
I
baseman for the Blue
I feel
Jays,
the same way
Falefa.
about the
Yeah,
Phillies, man. It just
yeah. I mean, we're in the same boat.
yep.
And these teams were picked to some people were picking the Yankees to win the World Series. Some people were picking the Phillies to win the World Series.
Yeah.
People were picking these two teams to be
Yep.
deep in the postseason, putting mad
Yep.
respect on these teams' name.
And now
Not
they're on the
because of the
verge of
brand
getting
name,
eliminated.
because of the teams are good.
Yeah.
Because of the teams are good. They went into the Phillies went into the season like, yo, the after Braves, after Juan Soto winning
Yep.
700 million,
Yeah.
right? We went into the division like, we gonna do this thing, you know what I mean? We was coming off a World Series loss, so we gonna go and defend the championship, which did not happen because the Blue Jays wasn't playing with us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? The Tampa Bay Rays, they got off to a crazy start,
Mm-hmm.
borrowing our stadium. It was busting our ass in our stadium. So that contributed a lot to how we fell off, you know. Um, but now, um, I'm not mad that the guys got to show up, and if they don't, they just don't, man. And
Yep.
they gotta explain to the people once again how we did our best, and we just didn't hit. We saw that. Tell us something we don't know.
Yeah. Tell me something new. Tell
Tell
me
me
something
something
new.
I don't know. Like you meant to do it, and you was, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah. Tell
Basic
me
left field
tell
down
me
line
that
by
y'all trash.
Stanton. Okay, here comes Judge. He scores a run. It's 2-1 Blue Jays. Okay, all right, that's what's up. Show some life. All right, but no, Browski, you know me. I don't need singles from people
Mm-hmm.
that hit 50 home runs in this during the season. I need, yeah, I need that, and I'm not getting it. And that's basically the bottom line with the whole Yankee thing. As far as the pitching is concerned, um, you know, Will Warren and Luke Weaver and those guys, they, they look funny in the light. They
Yeah.
look funny in the light. You know, the guy Cruz, he was happy and things of that nature. But when reality hits you, it don't play around. Punch you right in the face.
True.
10-1 in the first game, and then it was like 13-2. And then the Yankees decide to get some heart after the game is over. So this is where we at right now. You have high market teams with high salaries, with players that don't show up for some reason when it's the most important time of the season. You played 162 games.
Yep. The two most important games you don't show up for. It's craziness.
And again, not for nothing. I don't want to put, I'm not, checking your pockets or nothing. But the last time I checked, every round you win in the postseason, you get more money.
Get more money.
So why wouldn't
They
you
must
want to
don't
play
like
your
it.
hardest and show up to add on to your legacy? If all you're concerned about is the money, it's there for you to get. What's happening?
It's there for the taking.
It's there for you to get. It's right there, like the Money in the Bank match in the WWE. It's right there at the top of the ladder. You get to the
For
top of the
real.
ladder, you snatch the money. It's yours. What's
Yep.
happening? So again, Browski, myself, coming from a certain era and a certain aesthetic and used to things a certain way and certain to respect players who perform a certain way and add up numbers the way they're supposed to be added up. I just don't see it. And it's in
Yeah.
every sport. A lot of people are the champions and they in their own mind, but it's only one trophy. It's only one trophy. It's
Hmm.
one. It's only one trophy. And you can talk about it. Oh well, we didn't get it this year. We get it next year. Yeah, all right. Ask Dan Marino about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, when we talk about the baseball postseason, man, I mean, baseball is my favorite sport. I love baseball, but I love it even more when my team plays to their potential, the way that they're supposed to play. Don't wait till you get down 2-0 then decide you want to show up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now it's like, you had, the first two games of the series. The least you want to do is get a split at the bare minimum. That's it.
Exactly. That's all I was asking for. I wasn't asking for us to take both games. I was asking for one. When I looked at it, I was like, I'm playing the Dodgers. Let's split at home. Let's go to LA. And then, we'll see what happened. I expect this series to go 5 games. T- Little did I know, it looks like we're only going to go 3 games. But, you know, I'm, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But that's the way it's looking. My hands is, I'm just,
I
my
mean,
matter of fact,
you guys
well,
could. I
no,
mean,
I threw in the towel.
oh,
They-
basket, don't
Yeah,
throw the towel in.
yeah, throw the towel in because these guys are
Oh
not showing
man.
me. They're not
Um.
showing me anything.
So if you win tomorrow, then what?
We lived and played another game. We play. We win tomorrow. Is not about. See, we're in the zone. We're in the era of. It's not if. It's when. When we're going to lose because I can't see us taking 3 straight games. We couldn't take one at home. I can't see us taking 3 games straight like this, especially with the guy that we have on the mound tomorrow. Aaron Nola with a team like the Dodgers that just gets better each time. Each day they get better. You know, the
But
longer
you
they're in the
could you
postseason, the better they get, the better they're
you've been
playing, and we're
playing
not
good in
playing
this
good.
series until like one hit will happen and then something else will happen and then what I'm saying.
What
But
hit
you
would
be in the
happen?
games. You be in the game.
We 2 games. Our top 3 guys 0. No, excuse me. We're 2 for 20. Top of the order. 2 for 20. 0 for 22 with runners in scoring position. It's
That's
ridiculous.
bad.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But let's move on to the next
All right. Browski,
because I got nothing else to say
Browski wants
about
to
this.
move on. All right, and that we shall do. Um, there you go.
Hey, man. So the undefeated club is officially closed for everybody. We no longer have any undefeated teams in the NFL. And you know what? That's fine. I'm fine with it. Like I said earlier in the beginning, yes, we lost to the Denver Broncos. There were some questionable calls. Um, there's a lot of uproar going on, and I look at it as this. I knew this season was going to be difficult for us, especially on the officiating tip, because they hate the tush push. So they're
Mm.
going to call everything, and things are not going to be looked at for us in a certain way. Um, if you leave the game in the ref's hands, you already lost the game. The one route with the dagger play where the Jalen overthrow. Well, he didn't even overthrow AJ. AJ slowed down on the route. If he was continuing to run, continuing his stride, he was being led right into the end zone. All right, we missed on that. Cool. Defense, defense gave up everything in the second half. Unfortunately, it seems like another week where the Eagles cannot play a complete game. We start out hot, we end cold. Still had a chance at the end of the game to make some noise. it was a blatant pass interference call right in front of the refs on Dallas Goddard that the ref did not even throw the
Mm.
flag. I mean, it's right in his face. It's a blatant pass interference. But whatever. Um, that was our game. But can we talk about what's going on in this AFC North? So now, today, have breaking news that Joe Flacco has now been traded from the Cleveland Browns to the Cincinnati Bengals. Why would the Bengals trade for Joe Flacco like Joe Flacco had a magnificent run with the Cleveland Browns? It's beyond me. They thinking, oh, we bring in Joe Flacco, maybe it salvage some of our season. It's not going to salvage anything that's going on there. Um, so now Dylan Gabriel is the guy. And I'll say this: I saw his game in London. He played good. He had a good outing. He looked better than Joe Flacco.
Mm.
To me, he should have been starting from the get go. So that's why I'm confused on why the Bengals were trading for Joe Flacco, like he's going to be the saving grace of the Cincinnati Bengal organization, where he looks like the complete opposite for the Cleveland Browns. Whatever. Um, Also, we um, saw the Saints get their first win. We seen um, the Patriots beat the Bills, you know, and then we saw the complete crash out
Mm.
of the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
That's what I'm calling it. The
You're
complete
right. You be right to
crash
call it
out
that.
of the Baltimore Ravens. We are watching the downfall of the Baltimore Ravens right before our eyes. Complete implosion. It's crazy. It's like week after week, it gets worse and worse. Um, and last week, well, this past week was, I think, the worst that we have seen. A complete different team. Don't look the same. I know that they have a lot of people on the defensive side that's injured. You had your backup quarterback in there. Um, it was just a complete crash and burn there. And then we look at the what was it, the AFC South, and the Colts are looking crazy. 40-6 against the Raiders. I know we know it's the Raiders, but geez, Daniel Jones is playing lights out, and once again, here's a guy that we was told by a bad organization that he was trash, and it turns out that was a lie. This guy is
That was a lie.
that was a lie. Because this guy's out here,
Some more
getting
reasons. That was a
busy.
lie.
Had to go my Maury Povich moment.
Uh-huh.
He's out there throwing touchdowns. Taking care of the ball. Not really so. He's taking care of the ball a lot there. The coach looking like a really really good team, well-rounded team. Jonathan Taylor. He had 3 touchdowns. He's looking good. It's a whole new feeling with the Colts, and it took for Jim Irsay to pass away for the team to really look like something, and that's crazy to say, but that's what happened. Um, we're also seeing the continued downfall of the Miami Dolphins that lost to the Carolina Panthers. Um, how long until Mike McDaniel's get fired? Now we are in week 6, and these guys are 1-4. Um, you can't say, oh well, they're missing Tyreek Hill. I mean, you guys were losing when you had Tyreek Hill. you know. So not having him and going against the Panthers, who's also a team that had their little bumps in the road, wasn't fully healthy. Chuba Hubbard didn't play.
Hmm.
Rico Dabo had a crazy game against
Right.
them.
Yeah, 200 something yards, right?
Yeah, yeah. I, all right. Hold on one second.
Yeah, and it's just how the league is just going crazy right now. The things that you expect to happen, not happening. You know what I mean? And even with the Jacksonville Jaguars beating Kansas City, you know what I mean? That to me, that was the best game I've seen Trevor Lawrence play. You know, Travis Hunter showed up. You know what I mean?
He had like four
Now,
catches.
yeah, and look out for the Jacksonville Jaguars all of a sudden. Like you said, the AFC South, man, is you got the Colts, you got the Houston Texans, you know what I mean, and
Yeah,
even Tennessee won.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
so
that Jaguar game was crazy at the end when Trevor Lawrence
yeah,
fell,
he was
and
all
then
like
he
he was
fell, like,
drunk.
yeah, and then he fell again, and then like everybody just stopped and like
He
looking
fell
around, they
down, fell
gobbling ran
again.
to the
Yeah,
yeah, it was like he fell, then he fell again, and I'm like, well, nobody blew a whistle. Like, I'm like, the game, I'm like, the play is still happening, and he just ran in for the touchdown, and everybody just stood around like, oh, I thought the play was dead. I'm like, you didn't hear a whistle. Continue to play. That was a cop out, and look at the Chiefs. Somebody wrote on Facebook about certain teams having a Super Bowl letdown.
yep.
Well, the biggest Super Bowl letdown is the Kansas City Chiefs right now. I mean, us losing one game, I can't really see it as being, a letdown. Um, I see it more as, you know, brand new coordinator again, different type of offense, younger defense. The vets are all gone, but still somehow, some way, we're still 4-1. Still atop of the division, and everyone's still looking up at us as we looking down at the rest of the division. But I will also say that have the wins been pretty? No, but a win is a win, right? Somebody else won, last week, came
Um,
back, somebody Buccaneers and
yeah,
came
absolutely,
back.
absolutely, and somebody else is 4-1. You know what I mean? So I mean, I said what I said on Facebook, and I'm gonna stand on it. And the reason why I said it is because I'm going into this season. It was all about the Eagles this and the Eagles that, and they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, they're gonna do the third. Um, the season so far has been not what they Eagles fans have expected, and you couldn't admit that as an Eagles fan, right?
Well, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and,
It
it,
looks
and, and it's
different.
shown in games against my Buccaneers. It showed last week against the Denver Broncos. Offensive coordinator be damned. If you don't have AJ Brown pouting about he's not getting the ball, and Saquon Barkley's not jumping backwards over defensive backs, and Jalen Hurts is not doing what he do. But again, the focus has been on the tush push. Leave the tush
Exactly.
push alone, right?
It's,
So again, for
we,
me,
we won without using it. See that's the thing. Everyone thinks that they makes us a big deal of it, that they figure that, oh, it's happening in every game. It's a situational play. You know, if you don't put us in these third and shorts or fourth and inches, then we won't do the play. Why would we do the play if we need 2 to 3 yards? That's not what we do. It's a situational play, and everybody want to emphasize that so much that it's ridiculous. It is. It's ridiculous, but we'll see. Like I said, we live to play another game, which is Thursday, the divisional game against the New York Giants. So now we get to see Jackson Dart in the flesh for the first time, um, without Malik Neighbors. Crazy that he's gone. But we'll see what this Giants team is about. The Giants also played pretty good defense. I can't front and say that they are a trash or they're a trash team. They play pretty good defense. We just want to see what the kid is going to do against us, what type of adjustments we will make, and if we make any type of changes to try to glue together. Because I just want this team to play a complete football game. I don't want us to start off hot and then the second half it's cold, or we start off cold and in the second half it's hot. I just want a complete game so that I can really see what this team is really going to give us. But that's all I got to say about this NFL season. Um, what I will say, I mean, if we can pivot to college, that's a whole nother story. Um, what's going on here? It's bananas. Penn State. We had said it all year.
Yep.
You know, who have they played? Who have they beaten? How are they number two? This is crazy. They lose to Oregon. Okay, Oregon's a really good team.
Oregon's a good
Also,
team.
Oregon's a damn good team. What happened last week? An unranked, no win UCLA destroyed the Nittany Lions. They beat them bad. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. Oh, look at the final score. The final score is just a mirage. It doesn't tell the story of the whole game.
Who
They
said
was
that?
some people. Oh my God, you had. I'm telling you, these fans here are some of these fans are delusional because I'm like, well, if you watch their full
They
game,
ain't delusional, Browski. They high.
they on
They
something
high,
because
son.
I'm like, if you
Y'all
guys
got
watch
beef
the
for
full
pillar
game.
to post.
Yeah, I'm like, did y'all watch the full game? I said, because the full game, I said, they came out flat. UCLA was running them up and down the field the whole game. Um, the quarterback, the guy that had the whole transfer issue, John, he played lights out. They couldn't stop him.
Oh, the Nico, I am a leaver dude.
Yeah, yeah. They couldn't stop Nico at all.
Right, he's a
Uh,
UCLA quarterback. Right. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. They couldn't do anything with him. Penn State
Yeah.
looked lost. They didn't look like they belonged on the field with these guys. And now, when do we fire James Franklin? Because his time has to be done there, right? He like the Oregon loss is like, all right, we can kind of forgive you on that because Oregon's a really good team.
Who is we?
The massive
Okay.
that's on
I thought you rock with Penn State. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm sorry.
the massive that's here in
Like, who is
Pennsylvania,
we?
here in PA. We can forgive you for that,
Browski.
you know.
Uh-huh.
But this UCLA loss is
Yeah.
unforgivable.
Yeah.
It's unforgivable. Because the narrative was you can't beat top 10 teams. We get that. And then I hear be like, you know what? You still get a chance because you still got Ohio State. You got to beat Ohio State. Now, it doesn't even matter if you beat Ohio State now. It doesn't matter because you lost to UCLA. Now you're out the top 25. You started out number two in the country. People was even trying to argue that you could have been number one, number two, and now you're out the top 25 because you lost to a team that didn't win any games. They haven't been
Um,
done in decades.
they got company with them. They got Texas and Clemson. So I mean, in Nebraska, all of those, Penn State, Texas, and Clemson, top 10
Yeah.
teams, and with coaches that are respected. You know what I mean? Dabo and Steve Sarkisian and You just mentioned James Franklin, excuse me,
Hmm.
but man, listen, this is a whole new day and time, yo.
It
And
is.
you're not losing by luck. You're losing by getting outclassed and outplayed by teams that you're supposed to beat, but you can't just beat teams on name alone.
No, you can't.
You
You
know,
can't. This
um,
this this week is gonna, this
what do
week
you do with James Franklin, Browski? You got the choice. You're the AD up there at Happy
he
Valley.
gotta
What do you do
go.
with James Franklin?
He gotta
You
go.
and you pay and you do the buyout. What's the buyout? Like 60 million?
Like, yeah, he gotta go.
Right,
He
yo.
it's again. There's no return on our investment.
Right.
You can't you can't beat the top teams. Um, you have on this mask like if you are the top team, you always the recruitment at key positions is horrible. You know, we know that Penn State is truly like a defensive school. You want to get a linebacker, you know, with Penn State, you're going to get a nice edge rusher. But what about on the offensive side? We haven't Penn State haven't had a really like dangerous running back since Saquon
It's Saquon
Barkley,
Barkley.
Miles Sanders. Okay, these guys been in the league for years. You
Right.
know, show me a Penn State quarterback that was mind blowing. Like, oh my God, this guy has an arm. This guy is going to go number one, number two, or top five in the draft. Penn State has never had that type of quarterback. So the recruitment is not good. Them in the transfer they not working the transfer portal
Right.
good in their favor.
Hmm.
So it's like, what can you do for me, James Franklin? You have done nothing. You have done nothing. I think it's time for them to move on. I think it's time for them to move on, and they need to focus on getting maybe I don't know, maybe an offensive head coach because you always focus so much on defense that you leave the offensive side lackluster. You put so much pressure on the defense that it's like, well, if our defense can keep us a game, then we can put up some points, because we'll win the battle in the field position. But it's not happening this year because everybody's so good. Everybody's working the
Hmm.
transfer
Hmm.
portal very well and getting players, getting highly skilled players in the right position on the right team. And I don't know what's going on with Penn State, but it's it's bad.
I'll tell you what's going on with Penn State. The rest of the NCAA is going on with Penn State.
Yeah,
Um, you mentioned it, Kim. You said, you got these teams that, nobody really expected anything from. They're playing with house money. Okay, understand that everybody gets to use the transfer portal. So
yeah,
everybody's not going to Penn State, and everybody's not going to Clemson, and everybody's not going to Texas. Some of these guys are going to Ole Miss, Texas Tech,
exactly.
right?
Yeah,
Vanderbilt. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Again, it's turned to the haves and the have-nots have kind of made it a little bit parity in the game because
hmm,
again, the teams that are just they take a loss, Browski, it happens, but these teams are tumbling
yeah,
out of the top 10, out of the top 20, out of the top 25, out of the discussion, right? Until somebody comes to their mind and somebody ends up out of a job. But see, there's a
correct.
lot of money at stake. With the Texas scenario, you got Steve Sarkisian. Is he scared? Is he coaching a certain way because of Arch Manning? Then you got the Clemson scenario with Dabo Sweeney, where he just said, "To hell with the transfer portal. I'm gonna
Yeah,
do me." Right? And then
yeah,
you got James Franklin at Penn State. Don't know what the hell is going on.
don't
If
know.
you're playing somebody in the FBS or in the top 60, oh, you gonna crush them. You gonna run through them like Kirk Warner, Franco Harris, and Todd Blackledge, right?
Yeah,
But when you play somebody that got some gusto to them, that's gonna give you some pushback with the white out and the this and the that and the third and all of that, you still didn't show up.
Yeah.
Oregon came all the way across the country,
Yes.
spoke to their ranking by the way they played in the game. They spoke to
Yeah.
their ranking. Penn State
Yes,
hasn't
it did.
spoken to a ranking in about 5 years.
Nope.
There are, Penn State is like the team that people are, they love to talk about when they're winning, and they got that reputation for being there. So you're gonna give them a play. No. And then you
Hmm.
wonder what happened. Then you want to get rid of this guy. Then you want to get rid of that guy. Then they're not playing up to their potential. But that's you. You didn't take advantage of what was in front of you. You got
Hmm.
this guy, Drew Allard, quarterback, and everybody's talking about. Why nobody talking about the kid at Ole Miss? The
Yeah.
Chambliss kid. Why nobody talking about the kid at Texas Tech? Who was that kid that was 53 or 56? He had his first 50 some odd passes in the game.
Yeah,
Threw
that's
for 300
crazy.
something yards. Like, you know what I mean? Like these
Yeah.
numbers are video game numbers. But everybody wants to write 3-page think pieces on why Arch Manning's elbow's not working.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, Browski, if we called it, Kimmy, we're not really tripping off of this. We're really not. All
Yeah.
you other sports people, and you want to act all confused and surprised and all of this, we not surprised over here. We told you from the door that this season in particular was going to be the beginning of a whole new situation in college football with
Yeah.
teams that used to win like back before both of us was around, like in the 30s and the
Yeah.
40s.
Yeah.
That ain't legit now again. Who is these mullers? You know what I mean?
No,
And
that's
while you
true.
got teams like Notre Dame can't get it together, Texas can't get it together, Clemson refused to get it together, and Penn State, they ain't together at all. So I feel like, it's time for the little guys to show up. And we're still not talking about the Michigans of the world, Browski. We're still not talking about, the Ohio States of the world. We're still not talking about, my team, the Miami Hurricanes, and things of that nature.
Hmm.
Um, because for me, I'm not going to talk about them because doomsday is just around the corner. And it's happening to everybody. And sooner or later,
Yeah.
your number is going to come up. And for you to get to December and January in this climate undefeated, you deserve that. I'm not going to say a word. Let the season play out. We still got things to do, right?
Yeah.
So when you see
That's
teams
right.
like Florida, that people kind of like, wrote off at the beginning of the season, coming back with big wins. You know what I mean? You see, and I'm still explain to me about Alabama, Kim, because I'm still not like I'm not Kalen DeBoer. I'm not nah. Nah. Talk to me about Alabama. Convince me that I should put Alabama back in my top 12. I don't see it. Who did they beat? Georgia, barely, but
Hey,
on the
hey,
road. I
they,
mean, they
hey,
kind of had to win that game, so they don't get no
listen.
props for that. They
I
gotta if
mean, you
they'd have lost
gotta,
to Georgia.
you gotta give them a little props for that Georgia, because like you said, it was in Georgia. Alabama was going down their own little downward spiral, and they went there and they beat them. That's a quality win right there. So I can't fault them. I can't fault them
I'm
about
not
that.
convinced about that.
I gotta have Georgia. I gotta have Alabama
All right. Well, I mean, that's how you
in
see it.
the top
I
12.
mean, I'm not ready to put them in that spotlight yet. But my Miami Hurricanes, I'm impressed. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? They try to kill Michael Irvin.
They
Did you
did.
see that?
They did.
They
They
tried,
did.
it was in Holly Rowe, right? From
Yes.
ESPN. They tried to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but again, man, we in the building down there in Sports Talk. We are in the house as we do every Tuesday. I would be remiss if I didn't shout out my hockey people. The puck dropped tonight. NHL season dropped the puck tonight, man. So the Rangers playing Pittsburgh Penguins. I think that the Panthers, defending Stanley Cup champions, defeated the Chicago Blackhawks earlier today. So and then we got the Kings and the The Kings playing the Avalanche tonight. All right, so that's what's popping. Um, get your picks in. Do what you do. We're gonna get into Browski's favorite part of the show before we get up out of here. I'm very interested to see what Browski's gonna get down on tonight. What we doing, Kim?
See, I'm gonna say I'm throwing you a curveball because I already went on my rants. I'm okay now. Um, I'm going to get down on two things real quick. One being Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. Get well. Again, went and had surgery to remove blood clots. I think it's time for Prime to hang it up. I think coaching, being on the sideline is taking too much toll on his body. That he already battled bladder cancer earlier, this year, and now he's going through the blood clot situation. Going through a long procedure to get them removed, and he's vowing to come back to coach on the sideline again. And I'm like, maybe it's time to give it up. Maybe it's time to sit down. Really, it's you have accomplished a lot in your brief stint as a coach, but I feel excuse me, I feel like his body it's not meant for it. It's not meant for it. Excuse me. And the other thing I want to get down on is this crazy story now about the LSU wide receiver.
Kyron Lacy, yeah.
Yes. Excuse me. Now that evidence is coming out, they're saying that he wasn't near the crash. And then they are backtracking and saying, "Oh, excuse me, the way that he was driving caused it." But it was like he lost his life because he thought he caused this fatal accident, and they say he was going to go to jail. But they didn't really have evidence about it, and then kind of found out one of the cops was coercing one of the witnesses to say that it was his car, that he did cause it, and it's a shame. So, excuse me, this guy took his own life because he couldn't deal with the fact that I caused this tragedy. People died. I may be going to jail for the rest of my life. My career is over. My life is over. Then he took his own life, which is wild. And it comes to find out that it may not have been true. You know, um, I feel sad for the family. I feel sad for his friends, his teammates. Malik Neighbors, Jalen Daniels. They was all close and all tight, and now for this stuff to come out, I gotta look at these cops funny and like, what is the repercussions of their actions? They don't get slapped on the wrist. It's never gonna happen.
No.
These guys falsifying the story, and now this is the result of it. It's wild. It's crazy, and I just want these young athletes to make better decisions and be careful because one fatal mistake, even something that you may not have caused, can ruin your life because someone said something. And that's what I'm getting down on. What you getting down on?
Wow, that's yeah. It's sad when people jump out the window without getting all the facts together and
Yeah,
things like that. But where I'm lost at in this, Browski, real quick, is that if he was nowhere near the accident, how is he getting blamed for it?
they were saying that he was passing in a no passing lane, so he was just passing cars, swerving in and out, going to incoming traffic, going in the correct
And he
manner.
caused the accident between two other cars.
Yeah, they said that one car had pulled over and the other car was kind of like swerving out the way. But they said that in the video, his car is so far that the other car could have seen how he was driving. That he was driving like erratically, but
Uh huh.
the other car he was so far ahead of the crash site that he couldn't have caused it.
Right.
You know, but
Man,
it's
that's crazy.
it's a crazy story.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. But what I want to get down on Browski is, I haven't talked about this guy in a minute, but I want to talk about him today because once again he led people down a primrose path that led to nonsense, and I'm talking about LeBron James with this decision. He had people jumping out the window talking about, oh, is it going to be a retirement decision? Is this and that? It ends up being a commercial for Hennessy. Um, when is somebody going to write this, like, kind of like sit this clown down? All the clowns are showing their clownish tendencies, and the people that love and support them and been riding them blindly have no comeback. Because Browski, you know me. I live for the clapback. I'm like, well, could you please tell me something pertinent to why this dude is so, you know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Um, and I just don't understand it. But that's besides the point. I'm going to get down on the New York Yankees tonight. The season's probably going to be about over. The only thing right now I can save this season is if Aaron Judge hits two grand slams. Um, and that's basically it. Are we going to bury him now because this team can score runs? I think Carlos Rodon's been left in a little too long. The analytics are making Aaron Boone look so ridiculous out here. This is a elimination game, a do or die game. You got to do what you got to do, even if you got to go to some people that I'm getting. You're gonna
Hmm.
have to work in knowing that you got two more games to play, but all bets are off, right? The only people, if I was managing tonight, if Rodon could give me three, and then somebody's gonna have to give me four, and then Bednar could take care of the rest. Because Bednar is the most reliable reliever that we have. I can't rely on Cruz. Definitely can't rely on Luke Weaver. You know what I mean? And Tim Hill and what's the other weirdo's name? Can't Mark Leiter Jr. and all. No, can't rely on those guys. So tonight looks like it's getting ready to be out of the question. Um, it's getting ready to be, Knicks tape. I probably have my Knicks hat on tomorrow. But I'm going to talk about that, I guess after the season is over, which will be in about an hour and a half. Um, but again, Bowski, this is, I mean, hopefully that you guys can, at least salvage your season out in LA and do something because it seems like these guys don't even want it, right? So we're going to wrap it up and I'm going to get on this and watch the rest of this game and listen to these boos. And I'm really, you know, amped to hear what the conversation about this Yankee team going forward is. Aaron Boone, I think, should be gone. I think Brian Cashman should be gone. Hal Steinbrenner's got some moves to make. He got some situations and things to think about. Because again, like I said earlier in the show, we've had a decent sample size from Aaron Judge. And
Yeah.
all we've got on our sample size is a bunch of home runs. That's it.
Yeah.
And a drop fly ball in the World Series.
I knew he was going to put that in there.
Left-handed right here at RM Des on Twitter, which is this right now. And over there in the building, as usual, is Browski, aka Yada Bear, aka High Ceilings, aka Rain, Sleet, Hail, or Snow. She gonna let you know how things go. All right, with a certain Philly flow. You like that, huh? That's
Yeah,
bars
there
right
you
there.
go.
We're in the building, man. Down in sports, we are out. Browski don't go nowhere, and we will talk to y'all. I think I'm gonna do something Saturday, man. I think I'm gonna do something Saturday. If you're around, Browski, we could do something.
Yeah, I
I
see.
gotta
I see
represent for
what's
the
going
hockey
on.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday we'll be back in your face and in your eye. Next week, 2025-26 NBA preview.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna probably go hard in the paint. Go stretch out the show a little bit next week. Talk about some NBA basketball. Get your mind right. Get you ready because it's about to go down, y'all. October 21st
Yep.
will be here before you know it.
Well, you know it.
You know what I'm saying? So once again, at RM Desk on Twitter, which is this right now. That's Shadow Bear over there. We are down in sports, and we are out. Don't go to Wickham. And we'll talk to y'all next week. Y'all be good, be peace, and be safe wherever y'all go. All right? We are
Peace.
out of here. I think so.
Maybe.
All right. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah. Go home.
Maybe.
Get out of here. Beat it. Beat it, my
Go
Jews.
watch the game. Finish watching the
Yeah, go
game.
watch the game. Go do something with yourself. Beat it. Why isn't this thing stopping?
It says
You gotta do
no.
like, I don't know if you ever heard of this show, Police Squad, where they used to be at the end. They used to be like this. They used to be like, you know how people do the still photo at the end. You good?
Yeah.
They had the dude. They had brought a dude, and he had robbed somebody or something. And so the show was going on, and they was doing it at the end. Where everybody was like this, and then he was like, the guy was like, why is that? He just tipped up. That show was what that was my shit. Police Squad was my joint, yo. Why is this thing still on? Okay. All right, we about to get up out of here. We about to leave. All
All
right.
right, man.
All right, Barsky, my
All
man.
right, man. Talk to you.
Yeah. Peace.
Peace.